And welcome back to the Extreme Fight Party. We've got boxing and mixed martial arts on the same card. Great night of fights in St. Louis. Malcolm Briggs, Steve, and Sean, glad to have you along with us. Getting ready for our next bout. Larry Carter and Ryan Coyne as we get back to more of the pro boxing on the card tonight. Steve, what do you expect out of this?
Well, Coyne has an undefeated record and has been very impressive. I expect him fighting here close to home, that he's going to be coming out guns blazing, and the question is whether Carter, as an experienced veteran, can handle that type of onslaught.
Steve, what happens when you expect him to fight another guy and he has to step aside, and then a guy like Larry Carter steps in to fill the shoes? Does that change the mindset of a fighter?
Well, absolutely it does. I mean, you spend your whole camp getting ready for one person. You've got a game plan, and then all of a sudden you got to let that game plan go and either adapt to a new one or just go out there and get in a fight.
Some of the background information on Ryan Coyne is he's 7-0, but people say he doesn't have a lot of pop. But you know what? Sometimes you don't have to be the biggest hitter, Steve, to win in this game.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, if you have a one-point decision, you've won the fight. So the most important statistic is what your record is, and his record right now has a 0 under the loss column.
Being undefeated is huge. You know, that one loss could be absolutely detrimental to your career. I trained too hard, worked too hard to jeopardize that. So coming in here with the mindset that I'm coming out for a victory. I'm looking for the KO. If I don't get it, I'm prepared to go the distance tonight. But at the end of the night, I want to be undefeated still.
Your red corner contender holds a record of 2-1, all the way from Detroit, Michigan. Please welcome Larry Carter. And Mr. Carter's opponent this evening fights out of the blue corner with an untarnished record of 7-0. From St. Charles, Missouri, I give you Ryan "Honey" Coyne.
Still in the boxing genre of this Extreme Fight Party, still to come. Mixed martial arts, amateur and pro. So a lot coming up.
Well, as you see in the matchup, we've got Carter with both a height and reach advantage, but I think a more telling statistic is the fact that Carter is 11 years older than Coyne, and that's getting a little long in the tooth for Mr. Carter.
Coyne also comes in with a good background in other sports, being a football player for the University of Missouri. They're definitely both in shape.
Tonight's bout brought to you by Brake Landscaping and Mr. Robert Brake.
Well, it's interesting here. Carter came out initially as the aggressor, but I'm wondering Coyne looked like he's playing a little bit of possum because he unleashed a combination in the corner. But Carter does not seem to be intimidated by that undefeated record. I do like the fact that Coyne went to the body early. That's something that a lot of fighters early in their career don't learn, but later on it really pays off, and he has a nice double right jab.
Yeah, it really has a damaging jab, just for sure.
Steve, what about that right shoulder being out there so prevalent for Carter?
Well, I think, you know, he has a little bit of an unorthodox style. He has a little bit of Archie Moore's cross-block style. It's not quite there, but there have been several fighters. George Foreman tried it later in his years, and Ken Norton tried it, where you do what it calls a cross-block as opposed to the traditional parrying of punches. I like it defensively, but to me it doesn't leave you in position to counter as well. But, I mean, Carter is unleashing a couple of good combinations there. I mean, he's not intimidated by the record. I don't like that style of leaving that right hand down at the waist.
That's a good shot right there, right and left, Sean.
Yeah, he really, I mean, the style that he's showing defensively, I can't see it getting off very easily that way. But he has thrown some nice jabs in the fight. There he goes again.
Yeah, he has, but to throw the jab from that position, he's been throwing it almost at the stomach, and if Coyne was smart, he would just counter right all over the top. But so far, Carter's been able to get away with it.
Yeah, we'll see if Coyne can adapt to that.
With that shoulder being so prevalent out there, if he could bounce to his left a little more, he'd probably get more shots on. I mean, because his face is out there. He's a little exposed with that shoulder.
Yeah, but what he's trying to do is he's actually trying to use his legs and his trunk of his body to kind of lean back when the shots come in and roll a little bit with the punches.
Kind of load up that left a little bit.
Well, when you like right there, you know, he cross blocks and then he rolls backwards just to be out of the way. But what strikes me is that's a defensive survival style as opposed to taking it to the other guy and being aggressive style. That may be why he's upside down on his record. I mean, he's blocking most of the punches that are coming in. The problem is he's not in a position to counter.
Box. For being a 6-round fight, though, they are coming out of the gates real quickly. It's nice to see that.
Yeah, I mean, this is a real fight, and this is a real test for Coyne. This is a live opponent with some good level of experience. Oh, and he's just trying to get in a
good block
left.
Yeah, he's really got a nice hard left. I think he's crowding it a little bit.
You know, both fighters are in the southpaw stance, so that's a little bit different.
Got one right before the bell. Round 2 when we come back to the Extreme Fight Party.
Well, as you notice, we've got a good replay here that shows the action here in the round, and Coyne lands a right hook right to the jaw of Carter, causing Carter to hold on. I think that actually really got Carter's attention there.
Round 2, Ryan Coyne in the white trunks, and Larry Carter in the dark.
And Carter landed a good left hook to the body, but it caused Coyne, maybe woke Coyne up a little bit because Coyne came back and threw a 3-4 punch combination.
I'm going to tell you what woke up Coyne is he got in his corner and his trainer was all over.
Well, it was a close first round. I thought he won the first round, but an argument could be made the other way. And when you're 7-0, you don't want to be close. I mean, look at Carter. He's not intimidated. He's blocking a lot of the shots. He just tried to land an uppercut.
Carter almost really seems to be walking down Coyne in this fight, pressuring him, keeping his back towards those ropes.
And there's an old saying in boxing that good left got in there. Pressure breaks pipes, because this game is mental as much as it is physical. And if a guy keeps coming at you, it can wear out you mentally. And also it shows you the other guy that you're not intimidated by him. Oh, a nice elbow got in there by Carter. I don't know if you saw it, but it was a nice elbow to the chin. That's an experienced veteran illegal move. Oh, I like the fact that Coyne just came back there with a double right jab.
Steve, what do you think of the way Coyne's stepping in with his cross? You feel he's crowding it a little bit?
Well, one thing, he doesn't have proper distance, but I think part of it is he's generally short-armed, and I think that's causing him some problems because it's you don't have much distance when your arms aren't very long.
Good shot right there.
Break.
In fact, you know, Carter has the height and reach advantage. If Carter was smart, he would just stay on the outside and try to pot shot.
Larry Carter's got a bloody nose now, you see.
Stop! Come on, guys.
A little bit more used to the clinch now. It seems to be slowing down the pace a little bit.
Well, I have a question about conditioning here because both guys seem to be breathing very